Hi everyone, this is Killshot from the 999 Army, and this is The Walking Dead, Season 9, Episode 11, leaked spoiler update. So there's some brand new information out there. That's why we're doing an earlier stream. I know normally we go at noon, but we got an action-packed day. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what went down and how I found out this information. So apparently you can buy episodes of Walking Dead on Amazon. And if you watched episode 10 and you watched it all the way through, Amazon epic mistake from what I'm hearing, and it just allowed you to watch all the way through episode 11. I'm not sure if it's been taken down. This information was posted about 3 a.m. last night on Spoiling Dead's fan page. I know we had used their spoiler a little bit earlier, so this is just a couple of users that had watched it that were posting individual content. So it's choppy. You got to go through and sort of figure it out. We're going to be doing multiple streams today, but the episode has been out there. I have not tried it to see if it's been pulled down. I'm not recommending that, but it has been watched by several people, so I am just using that information to sort of piece a few things together. Now, earlier when we did the spoilers during the week, I'd said, based on the spoiler information that's out there, I thought the episode was a 5. I am going to up my rating based on new information that's out there to at least an 8. So I'm going to give it at least an 8, which means it's back in line. It could go even higher because some of the events we're going to talk about are pretty good today. This is not going to be a super long stream. Feel free to ask your questions, get involved. Really quickly, before I jump into a couple of new spoilers, I do want to say all day long, 999 Army, 999 Dead, 999 Gaming. Once a stream is done over at 12 o'clock, we're going to be doing some Red Fair update. So I'm doing CSI mode because some of the information that came out in tonight's episode will tie into my theory about the Red Fair. Also at 2 o'clock, we got a comic book read that is going to be on the 999 Gaming channel. It is an epic comic book read. It's got some graphic content, so you're going to want to check that out. And then at 3 o'clock, we got another stream. 5 o'clock, we got another stream. 8 o'clock, we got a countdown. And 10:10, we got the reactions. So let's get into it. I know what you guys are here for. So hold tight. There will be some spoilers. So let me jump into a couple of things that are going to go down. So Alpha does definitely get a little bit more creepy. One of the things they found out was a kind of a special effects type of thing. They said the episode does kind of tone the sound down whenever it's from Connie's perspective. So obviously she can't hear, so it does seem like they're going to put you in that mode a little bit more. I'm going to give you the perspective of the people that watched it, and they're in line with some of the things that we thought. The tide is turning a little bit with Lydia. It seems like people are accepting Lydia a little bit more. There's still a lot of thought out there that Henry his role is very bad, and there's going to be some things that go down. There is apparently a physical sex scene tonight that is supposed to happen between Enid and Alden. So things are going to get a little bit steamy between the two of them. You guys have seen some of the flashback, some of the new. I'm going to wait for the reaction of that. I know some people are going to be like, what? Yeah, a little bit of that going down. That is definitely means that one of the two are gone. You guys can go ahead and leave in chat right now. I think it's going to be Alden. I think it's just, it always happens, right? Alden makes the move, and then before you know it, he's going to be gone. Some of the details that were not filled in, which is why I initially gave this episode fairly low. Now, it's kind of funny that Kate, who plays Enid, had tweeted out this was her favorite episode. So maybe that's why. Finally got to do some adult content there, or at least she's not treated like like Carl's sidekick any longer. We've also got some kingdom details that are filled in. Initially, we thought that it was just going to be flashbacks, but apparently this projector scene is a big deal. Finding the bulb. I don't want to discount that because Ezekiel sees this movie being a big deal for the kids, for people to grow. So we know there's fear out there, but I think there's a bigger element to them finding the projector bulb. He wants everybody to kind of come together, and they see that the world is a little bit different. Now, it does look like Jerry finds the projector bulb and drops it, and then there's a whole lot of Walker scenes, and they're being chased. So that was some of the loose ends that we couldn't really tie up when we were doing the spoilers the other day. We're like, well, okay, they're out trying to find a projector scene, but there's a little bit more to it. Diana gets attacked. I think this whole thing where I'll have to read through some of the bits and pieces, but they find it, they wrap it up, and then they drop it, and it's almost like Jerry, being a little bit clumsy. Let's go to one of the other big events. So Connie does get the baby. There's going to be some fight scene with that, so that's some of the filler as well. It's not really filler, but she's going to be attacked. She's going to start shooting the slingshot. She gets the baby. Daryl does help her, and the baby will apparently be taken in. See if you guys know. All right, who do you think is going to take care of the baby that Connie rescues? And then I'll give you the spoiler information. But I do think this is going to play into the Red Fair as well. That's a big, big clue. So some of the people that have events that happen in this episode, I think are going to be on the chopping block. To me, it seems like a theme: enjoy, 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 and then bam. Nope, not Aaron. Earl and Tammy Rose. So Connie's going to take the baby. Yes. Well, James saw the spoilers. Come on, James, you know. Tammy Rose just lost her son. So doesn't that kind of set the stage a little bit if we're talking about who could be the people that we start to see enjoy their time? And Walking Dead is like, I'm not going to say moral compass anymore, but I'm going to say when you get a lot of airtime, something bad is going to happen. So Tammy Rose or Earl, I think one of those two, because now they got the baby. Enid or Alden, one of those two, because now they're having this physical relationship. So Walking Dead is known, a little bit more FaceTime, you probably die. We also know the gate scene between Daryl and Alpha. There's some back and forth with that. It does seem like Tara is the one that sort of pushes Daryl to give Lydia back. That's not going to go over well with Pete D. So I do expect some comments out of Pete D a little bit later on. It's like, here we go, Tara again, making bad decisions. Let's see a couple more things here. Yeah, okay, so I mentioned the Whispers will try to kill Connie. Yeah, Tammy Rose and Earl will help as well. But a lot of Connie's perspective in this, Jerry does when he gets the bulb, uses some gloves, like kid gloves, so he's trying to be very, very gentle. Ezekiel and Carol do find a frame for the charter. So, I'm not going to say that's the death of Ezekiel, although you guys know how I feel about that. But this charter and how they got to protect it and making a big deal about it, does seem like that's going to be a central point too. And I'm not trying to bore you with small details, but these are some fill-in-the-blank type of things. Says, one of the viewers said Ezekiel gets some nice development. He believes that the fair is going to pull everybody together. And Carol gives a little bit of foreshadowing here. Carol tells Ezekiel, this is big. Ezekiel says, this fair is going to bring all the communities together. And Carol says, well, you need to prepare for it not to. So, once again, bad things on the horizon. Just trust me on this. It is going to be, I think the Red Fair is going to be the most epic scene in the history of The Walking Dead. I really do. Of all the things that have happened. And be on the 999 Dead channel at 12 o'clock because I'm going to give you some events the way I think it's going to play out. There is a scene between Henry and Daryl where they talk about the exes. Let me kind of get to that. Oh, before that, we finally find out about Carl's letter to Enid. More than having... So that's going to be unveiled. Enid said the letter reminded her that surviving isn't just living, that by staying who you are, not letting bad things change you. So a little bit of Carl information there. I thought that was good. Enid and Henry will have a conversation about Lydia. So Henry's conflicted. He's had the conversation with Daryl. He's going to have the conversation with Enid. Then Tara steps in. So this group is confused. Alpha really has them on their heels. And, as they talked about from the spoiler, Lydia's like, hi, Mom, and Alpha doesn't like that, so she kind of smacks her. Let's see, a couple other things. Let's see, Carol and Ezekiel talk about how Henry is safe with Daryl. That's going to be an issue, too. So there'll be that dialogue. The hilltop, we talked about this a little bit. Henry's practicing with a stick, tells Daryl that, he's like, why'd you hand her over? Something bad's going to happen. And Daryl kind of goes on, hey, just stuff happens. You got to prepare for it. Henry does tell Daryl he saw the scars on his back, and he knows better than anyone that they can't just send Lydia back. So he's playing on that, like, you sacrificed, you got all these scars, and so we still don't find out what happened with the scars, but he knows that it was Daryl sacrificing for someone else. So the scars are used as a reference. Let me see if there's any more information with that. And Henry asked Daryl if he can live with that. Henry's very monotone, which is why I don't like how they go back and forth. And when he tries to ramp up the passion, it doesn't bode well. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be a little different tonight. Daryl tells Henry the world's just crap sometimes, and you live with that. Henry brings up something about Alexandria, and he knows what Daryl did when things were bad there. Daryl tells him he doesn't know what really happened. And Daryl says he did what he had to do. They all did. So, yeah. That looks like just a little bit more cryptic information. We get a big Ezekiel Carol kiss. That'll go down. And Jerry and Nabila apparently have 3 kids. We will find that out. And let's see here. And it looks like the episode is going to end with Daryl, Connie, and Dog going after Henry. So Henry writes a note, basically wants to leave to find Lydia. And I'm okay with that. I'm not, that doesn't bother me too much. I think Lydia's going to start to grow on some people. And Henry just feels like, look, nobody else is going to defend her. I got to do what I got to do. But ultimately, Daryl, Connie, and Dog will go out looking. And I think 12 is going to be, I think 11 is going to be good. Robin Vance, why Connie? Because Connie was out there, and apparently Connie feels some connection. And she just has a heart. She can't allow that to happen. She saw the baby. She sees everything going down. And she feels like if nobody else is going to go out there with Daryl, she needs to sneak away and do it. So I'm gonna up my score. I asked you guys earlier. I gave it a really, really low rating, but with some of the new spoilers that are out there, I'm gonna say it's at least an 8, and it does look like it could even be higher because I think 12 is where the red fair is really going to start to go down. So this is some additional spoiler information. There's a whole lot more information that I have to weed through. I just wanted to get that out there for everybody. I'm going to ask you guys right now, and we'll do this all throughout the day. Think about your scores the other day and go ahead and re-rate it. See if you guys think it's going to be a little bit higher, a little bit stronger. It's not going to be as slow as I initially thought it was going to be. There's a lot of action with Alpha at the gate, with Connie, with the Whispers. There's going to be more Walker action when they try to get the bulb. That's going to be a really, really cool scene. And there's just going to be a lot of clues that prepare us for 12 and 13. 12, remember, 12 is where I said the Red Fair will begin. I'm still going to stick with that. 13, I think, will definitely be the Red Fair. 13, unlucky number. Could be a lot of death there. 14 will be the flashback, and we'll find out about the X's. So it is certainly going full steam ahead. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. This is, like I said, this is going to be a shorter, leaked spoiler updates. Hopefully, I know it's choppy, so those of you watching the playback, just, try to make whatever you can out of it, because the people that were watching this were kind of typing and uploading as they watched the scene. There are a couple more summaries that have been posted, and we'll use that for the later stream because I'm going to give a complete spoiler later on this afternoon. So thanks everybody for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Once again, this is the 999 Army. It is growing and growing and growing. Be on the 999 Dead channel at 12 o'clock. There's only going to be minor spoilers there, some small information I'm going to use to sort of develop the theory, so that should be safe for, well, if you're at this point, you've already heard the spoilers anyway, so no sense to mention that. Thanks once again. I will talk to you all at noon over on 999 Dead. Be sure to check that out, and don't forget the comic book read at 2 o'clock, and then a whole lot of other stuff I'll announce later. Thanks once again. Talk to you soon. Peace.